Hey, what's good, family? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. Today is Monday, first day of the work week, and you know what they always say about Monday. What society say about Monday? They have Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong on a Monday. We're not going to even put that in the universe. We're not going to even believe that. Today is a blessed day. Every day that Allah allows you to see is another blessed day. It's a blessing to see another day. And the likelihood that your day has not been going well or things haven't been going your way, always remember this: tough times don't last. Tough people do. Keep your hope and trust and faith in Allah God, and He will see you through. I could definitely bear witness to that. Get into the topic for this video. Today is April 15th. 77 years ago today, April 15th, 1947. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Branch Rickey signed him to a contract, and he came up with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Dodgers were then in Brooklyn back in them days. Debuted. It was very controversial. There were a lot of backlash, especially from the fans, from some of his white teammates, and from other players in the MLB. So Jackie Robinson broke that color barrier, integrated into Major League Baseball on today, April 15th, 1947, 77 years ago. I believe Jackie Robinson was 28 years old at the time. Um, and shout out to his widow, Rachel Robinson. She's still here. She's still among us. I believe she's 102 years old, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, I know Miss Rachel Robinson is still here among us. So, much respect to her. Much respect to Jackie Robinson's surviving children and his grandchildren and great grandchildren, if he have those as well, which I believe he does. Any surviving family members, much respect to y'all. Um, yeah, Jackie Robinson played for the Homestead Grays. He served in World War II. I don't think he was deployed, but he was a second lieutenant in World War II. He was arrested in Texas. Was it what base was that in Texas? Not Fort Bliss. Oh, I can't think of the name of the base. But he was arrested in Texas in 1945 for refusing to give up his seat to a white civilian lady. I'm not making this up. Jackie Robinson was actually threatened with court martial. A second lieutenant in the army, an officer in 1945 in Texas, was threatened with court martial for not giving up his seat on a bus to a civilian, a white lady. I'm not making this up. It's happened in 1945, 10 years before Rosa Parks and the young lady Colvin, 10 years before her too, who was before Rosa Parks as well. Um, Miss Colvin, the young lady, can't think of her first name, but she was before Rosa Parks, and Jackie Robinson was 10 years before both of them. But that doesn't get talked about as much, and I wonder why. Hmm. But moving along, so he broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball, which everyone today is Jackie Robinson Day across Major League Baseball at all the ballparks. Every baseball team has retired Jackie Robinson's number 42. And there are games today, and today is Jackie Robinson Day, the day he broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. That's a win for them, but it isn't a win for us. I don't, I have to tell the truth on here. I don't like this because you let one black man into the Major League Baseball, one black man in that year, Claudette Colvin. Thank you, brother. So Claudette Colvin was right before Rosa Parks, but Jackie Robinson was before Claudette Colvin and Rosa Parks. Thank you, brother. Salute to you too. Right on. But I said, like I was saying, today it's not a win for us as Black people because we abandoned the Negro Leagues. You let one black man in into the majors, one black man into the majors, but they didn't let everybody in. Sure, you let Larry Doby in, Roy Campanella, Satchel Paige, and others. Willie Mays came in, Hank Aaron. Over the years, Roberto Clemente. I think he played in the Puerto Rican leagues actually. But over the years, you let players in, but you didn't let all the players from the Negro leagues in. What happened to their careers? A lot of them died in obscurity. The greatest home run hitter ever, Josh Gibson, who great home run hit. This man hit 84 home runs in 1936. He had 962 career home runs in a 17-year career. 962 home runs. That far obliterates Barry Bonds. And this is before the steroids era. Way before steroids. Decades before steroids. People say Barry Bonds cheated. Yeah, he did. He cheated. But the pitchers who were pitching to him cheated as well. So everybody was cheating. Everybody was cheating. So if that's the case, if you don't want Barry Bonds to be in the Hall of Fame, then also punish those pitchers who were cheating. I mean, it's just crazy. But nevertheless, I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Don't like the guy, but that's a different story for a different day. But I think he should be in the Hall of Fame because even before he came to the Giants, the guy was a monster in Pittsburgh. A lot of people don't remember that. Barry Bonds played for the Pittsburgh Pirates back when they were relevant. He was a beast in Pittsburgh. Smaller, but he was a cranking up the home runs in Pittsburgh, taking them to the playoffs. A lot of you youngins don't remember that. But in any event, this isn't about him. But um, this is not a win for Black people because, again, we abandoned our empire. We abandoned something that we built to go jump to the white man. The white man's ice must be colder than ours. Ice is ice. It's both cold. It's frozen. What's the difference between the white man's ice and the black man's ice? Ice is ice. What was so great about Major League Baseball that made it better than the Negro Leagues? Why? The greatest baseball players were in the Negro Leagues. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, um, Ted Williams, Hank Greenberg. They didn't have nothing on Josh Gibson, on Satchel Paige, on Double Duty Radcliffe, on Roy Campanella, Larry Doby, Jackie Robinson. They didn't have nothing on those guys. The Negro Leagues had exceptional talent, players you haven't even heard of, that I haven't even heard of. The best baseball players in the world came out the Negro Leagues and down in Puerto Rico too. Roberto Clemente. So this whole notion that the major leagues was so great, was just such great entity that it was better than the Negro leagues, the Puerto Rican leagues, is lunacy. It's lunacy. And I said that Josh Gibson is the real home run king. 962 career home runs. 962. Barry Bonds doesn't even have 800. No one's ever going to come close to 900 home runs. I'm gonna make that bold statement. No one will ever come um, close to breaking what Josh Gibson did, and he did it in 17 years. 17 years. Unfortunately, the great Josh Gibson died at 35 years old, so he wasn't able to be blessed to come to the major leagues, to come to Major League Baseball. Yes, he was hitting out of stadiums. And those stadiums in the Negro Leagues were bigger than a lot of these stadiums now. I mean, look at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Comerica Park in Detroit, um, Wrigley Field. These are small ballparks compared to what they had to play in the Negro Leagues. And these guys wasn't some behemoths. Yeah, they had country strength, but they weren't any behemoths. They didn't have help. That's what I'm saying. They weren't on the juice. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications on when I do videos on here. So today is not a win. I mean, I guess for white America, we let our Negro majors, it was progression. Progression for who? It wasn't progression for us because we abandoned what we had. We had a great entity for decades, the Negro Leagues. And as soon as Jackie Robinson integrated into Major League Baseball, it was the downfall of the Negro Leagues. I'm going to repeat that again. As soon as Jackie Robinson integrated into Major League Baseball, it was the downfall of the Negro Leagues. It was the downfall of the Negro Leagues because a lot of jobs were lost. Not every player in the Negro Leagues was blessed with the opportunity to go into Major League Baseball. Not all of them. They did a few. A few. Now, years later, after the Negro Leagues folded in the mid 50s, then yeah, you had, players come up through, AAA farm teams. But other than that, like your Frank Robinsons and players like that. But other than that, you didn't have they didn't it wasn't flooding Major League Baseball with black players. So let's not be fooled. And let's not think that Branch Rickey was some, white man that wanted to do the right thing. He saw an opportunity. It was more of a political statement. But he was a racist. Just because a racist um, opens the door doesn't mean that they stop being racist. It doesn't mean that. So, this whole notion that Branch Rickey, he liked black people and that he felt it in his heart to do the right thing. No, he was an opportunist. He seized an opportunity. It was more of a political statement because at the time, the late 1940s, we were just coming off of World War II. World War II had ended 2 years prior. A year after that, President Harry Truman signed Executive Order 48. Well, I forgot the name of the executive order, but the executive order which integrated the armed forces. He signed that in 1948. President Harry Truman signed, a bill integrating the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. So it was just, you know, an opportunity to make a statement. But this is not a win. Like I said, when Jackie Robinson integrated into Major League Baseball, it was a downfall of the Negro Leagues because all those jobs were lost. You had parking, you had concession stands. They sold hot dogs, popcorn, sodas. All those people who sold that at the Negro League stadiums, they lost their jobs. People who were selling tickets lost their jobs. People who park cars, when you pay for parking at the stadiums in the Negro Leagues, they lost their jobs. The Negro League commissioner, the owners of the teams, they lost their jobs because the teams folded, because everybody wanted to come to Major League Baseball and play with the white boys. Oh, I could play with the New York Yankees. I could play with the Detroit Tigers. I could play with the Philadelphia Athletics. I could play with the Boston Red Sox, who by the way was the last team to integrate. That's right. The Boston Red Sox was the last team to integrate. They signed their first black player in 1961, well after Jackie Robinson had retired, well after Jackie Robinson came into Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson's last year was 1955. They didn't sign their first black player until 1961. That's right, the Boston Red Sox. It was either 60 or 61. I know it wasn't in the 50s. Oh, but they weren't alone. The last three teams to integrate were the Chicago White Sox. they were one of them, and my hometown team, my Detroit Tigers. I think they integrated in 1960. Now, the Detroit Tigers did sign a black player in the 50s, but he was from the Dominican Republic. I see Virgil. Think 1958, 59. I see Virgil. He wasn't from the United States. He was from the Dominican Republic, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he's from the Dominican Republic. So he wasn't a foundational Black American. They didn't sign their first foundational Black American until I think 1960, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Boston is very racist, extremely racist. It's the Mississippi of the North. Yes, it is. It is. Massachusetts, New England. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, man, baseball players getting paid now. Well, why are they getting paid? Because we paved the way for them to get paid. Baseball players are the highest paid athletes in the four major professional sports. I'm going to repeat that again. Major League Baseball players are the highest paid athletes in the four major sports. Four major sports, I'm talking about baseball, football, hockey, basketball. But yeah, they don't have a salary cap. Not yet. Not yet, they don't. But it won't surprise me if within the next 5 years they do, because the honeys is flowing in baseball. Y'all see how much Shohei Atani is getting? Y'all see how much Bryce Harper signed for back in 2019 with the Philadelphia Phillies? The Detroit Tigers signed Prince Fielder to a massive contract. I think it was 210 million and back in 2012 or something like that. Was it 2012? Yeah. And he had 2 good years with us. Look at all this money that these pitchers are getting. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Get your money. I'm not mad at it. 700 million. Yup. Almost $1 billion. Mark my words. Mark my words on this. In probably 3 years, baseball is going to sign the first $1 billion player. In 3 years, 3 to 5 years, it's going to happen before 10 years. But 3 to 5 years from now, baseball is going to sign a first $1 billion player, or it might even be sooner than that. Because in the late 70s, I believe baseball signed the first $1 million athlete, and that was Nolan Ryan. I believe it was 1979, if I'm not mistaken. 1979. Nolan Ryan signed for $1 million. That was 45 years ago. It'll definitely happen before 2030. Definitely happen before 2030. The pitch clock. It supposedly is supposed to speed up the game, but there have been a lot of injuries, so it's I don't know. Yeah, they need to speed the game up, but at what cost? Because the Atlanta Braves lost their pitcher for the season. I think his name's Strider, gone for the season. So, and they say it's because of the pitch count. The pitch clock. So it's crazy. But yeah, today it's not a win. It's not a win for us. It's a win for them. Like I said, all those jobs, concession vendors, um, parking attendants, owners, the commissioner, they all lost their jobs. Who had jobs in the Negro Leagues, they all lost their jobs. They didn't get hired in the majors. They didn't care about them. They said, no, we only want a few you niggers. And just a few at a time. Not too many, just a few. Jackie Robinson, and he's not going to make waves. He's a good nigger. He's not going to make waves. So we want him. We want Satchel Paige, Larry Doby, Roy Campanella. We want them. Later, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. I want to meet Willie Mays. I want to meet him so bad. I know the man is about to be 93 years young. He lives out here in the San Francisco Bay Area, the same little community where Steph Curry lives, Atherton, California. I want to meet Willie Mays. Talking to him would be like talking to my grandfather, who, by the way, was a big Willie Mays fan, and so was my dad. My father, I should say, my father was a huge Willie Mays fan and a huge Hank Aaron fan. He liked both of them, both from Alabama. My father's from Mississippi, but they were from Alabama. But um, my father liked both of them, but he was more of a Willie Mays fan. Love to say, "Hey kid," love to say, "Hey kid." Um, I want to meet him. I know his health isn't where it should be. You're 93 years old. Your health is, you'll start deteriorating. Your body, that is. But I want to meet him before he makes his transition. May Allah will permit me to meet him one day. I hope to, because I have some questions for him. But any event, yeah, man. A lot of jobs were lost in the Negro Leagues. We jumped to the white man's ice because it was colder. Did the same thing in the NFL. We had our own football league, had our own basketball league, had our own auto racing. We had auto racing, y'all. We had equestrian. We were doing the Derby before the Kentucky Derby. We had the best jockeys in the country, in the world, before the Kentucky Derby. The black man is just phenomenal. He's a superhero. Yeah, we lost our way now, but when we put our mind to something, we had our own hockey league in Nova Scotia. Did y'all know that? The black man invented hockey. The black man invented hockey, and yes, the slap shot in Nova Scotia, Canada. The black man is just phenomenal. The black woman too. Black people in general. We've lost our way, but damn it, we have to find it. We put our minds to anything, we exceed. Hockey, baseball, football, American football, basketball, auto racing, golf, tennis, horse racing, you name it. Football. If I'm not mistaken, didn't that come from the ancient Kemet football? I know it came from the African continent. I mean, my God, my God. We invent the ice cream scoop. We set our minds to something. We're just phenomenal. Like I said, we've lost our way in this day and age. Now we lost our way, and we have to find it. We have to find it. Hit that thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when we do videos on here. Again, today is not a win. It's not a win. Jackie Robinson integrating into the white man's baseball league and them allowing a few of us to come in at a time. It's not a win. And a great example of that, now who are the best baseball players in the world? The Asians. The Asian community have taken over baseball. Because baseball has been integrated, because we integrated baseball, others have benefited from it, not us. Others have benefited from it. Our kids don't even want to play baseball now. They want to play basketball and football. They want to be the next LeBron James. Oh, LeBron James. They want to be the next Steph Curry. I could shoot threes from 35 feet out. They want to be the next Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. They don't want to play baseball. But Jackie Robinson integrated was a great thing now. But kids in Japan and South Korea and China, they want to play baseball. Shohei Ohtani is a Japanese, is from Japan. I believe he got his citizenship now. I don't know if he did, but he's Japanese. Ichiro, Japanese. There was a pitcher, I can't think of his name. Oh, I can't think of his name. But a lot of Asian pitchers are from South Korea. They have taken over baseball. Shohei Ohtani is a hitter and a pitcher. As a matter of fact, he's probably the best baseball player over the last 50 years. I'm gonna say that. I mean, the kid could throw a 105-mile-per-hour fastball and smack 3 home runs 450 feet out the park. That's phenomenal. I got to give him his props. Yes, LeBron is very overrated to me. He's overrated to me too. Great player, but he ain't the GOAT. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, our kids don't even want to play baseball. Ask a kid now, any black kid now across America, hey, play baseball. Try to get a bat and a bat and a glove in their hand. They're gonna throw that thing down. But basketball players and especially football players don't make as much money, not anywhere near as much money as baseball players. They don't. And the contracts are guaranteed in baseball. 700 million dollars. Our kids can make that. If a black kid, a black child, excuse me, if a black child gets the proper training, stick with it, why can't they make $700 million, if not more? Our children, our black boys could be better than Shohei Ohtani. They could pitch and hit and probably be the first billion-dollar athlete in Major League Baseball and sports, period. We have to preach that to our kids. Since we're so infatuated with money, a lot of us had this love for money. Why not go where the money's at? It's in Major League Baseball. It's not in the NBA. It's not. It's damn sure not in the NFL. Only a few of those players are getting massive contracts, and that's your quarterbacks. That's your Patrick Mahomes now. Your Lamar Jacksons now. Kirk Cousins, which I don't understand that. The Atlanta Falcons got robbed. This man coming off a torn ACL. You're giving him a massive contract like that, but whatever. That's the Atlanta Falcons. Whatever. I hope it works out for you. Yes, Dave Winfield was awesome. The man was drafted in 4 professional leagues. Great hockey player, great football player, great baseball player, and a great basketball player. The great Dave Winfield from Minneapolis, Minnesota. No, I'm sorry, from St. Paul, Minnesota. That's the greatest athlete ever to come out of Minnesota is Dave Winfield. Let me repeat myself. The greatest athlete to come out of the state of Minnesota was Dave Winfield from St. Paul, Minnesota. The man could have played any of the 4 major sports. That's how talented this brother was. Give him his flowers. But like I was saying, any of our children, our black boys, could be greater than Shohei Ohtani. Why not? If you give them the proper training, coaching, keep them in the sport of baseball, why not? Why not? The first billion-dollar athlete. That could be one of our boys, one of our black boys. Why not? But we want to, because football is such a popular sport, basketball, they see the highlights on Sports Center. They see these videos. That's what these kids want to play. They don't want to play baseball. That's where the money's at. Get it while the getting is good. That's what my father used to say. Get it while the getting is good. Play baseball. Play baseball, young black boys. Play baseball. Play it, play it, play it. They're giving the money away. Why can't our black young man benefit from that? We're the greatest athletes. Since we're the greatest, why not benefit from it? Makes sense. But we should have had the Negro Leagues because the only game in town is Major League Baseball. At least with the Negro Leagues, you had your own. You had your own. You had your own people. You were among your own people. You had your own. I can't stress that enough. You had your own. Why? If they won't give me an opportunity, I could play in the Negro Leagues. I could play with people who look like me. I could draw in hundreds of people to see me, hundreds of black people, of my people. I don't need Major League Baseball. I don't need the NFL. I don't need the NBA. I don't need the NHL. I have my own. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was telling us decades ago. The messenger. Build your own. Start relying on this man to give you an opportunity. And then get mad when he don't. He's not supposed to. Those opportunities are going to his people. Would you go to Chinatown and get mad when they won't give you a job? Oh, they're racist. They're discriminating on me because I'm black. It's their business. You dumb Negro. They're not supposed to give you opportunity. Build your own. We always want to go to other people's table instead of building our own damn table. That's what the messenger told us decades ago. Peace be upon him. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He told us that. Marcus Garvey, Brother Malcolm, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been telling us that for decades as well. Listen, pay attention, build your own. Start relying on this man. And then get mad when he don't give you the opportunity. Give it to his people. That's what he's supposed to do. This equality, equal justice, equality, 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 integration, equality. It's a dream. It's nothing more but a wet dream. Wake up out of it. Snap out of it. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. I can't be more plain and bold than that. That shit's a fantasy. Snap out of it. Thank you, brother. I do the best. I do my best. You're a real one as well. Integration, equality, integration, equality. It's a pipe dream. It's a wet dream. Snap out of it. Wake up. Wake up. Has it gotten us anywhere? No, it hasn't. Integration was the second worst thing that happened to us outside of slavery. I'm going to repeat that again. Integration is the second worst thing that happened to us outside of slavery. It hasn't gotten us anywhere. At least in slavery, as horrific as it was, we stuck together for the most part. We didn't have any choice. We were all we had. Even in segregation, the Jim Crow laws, the Jim Crow era, we stuck together. We stuck together. So this whole fantasy and integration and equality is a farce. It's BS. It is. Christianity, yeah, that too. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications or when I do videos on here. On that note, I'm gonna hop off of here. I think I made my point. I think I got my point across. I hope that I have. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Let's have a conversation. Let's have this conversation. So please share this video. Please share it. Drop your comments below and let me know what you think. Be greatly appreciated. Please support my podcast and my YouTube channel here. I can't do this without your love and support. So please continue to support your brother. Please. Brothers as well as sisters, please be safe. Be safe. Be be aware and beware. Beware and be aware. That's what I'm trying to say. Beware and be aware. The devil is busy now more than ever before. There are a lot of protests going on. I know there are protests here at the Port of Oakland over Israel's ethnic cleansing or attempt to ethnic cleanse the Palestinians. There's a lot of protests going on out here in Oakland, in New York, and I think in Chicago is what I saw. But be safe. Iran bombed Israel over the weekend, and I think it was Friday actually. So Israel is going to get her due. Her day is coming. That was just the tip of the iceberg. So Iran saw how they were treating the Palestinians, and they said enough is enough, and they bombed Israel. And I hope they bomb them again. The Israeli government is the worst. They're worse than the Nazis, as far as I'm concerned. But we shall see how this unfolds. But in any event, y'all beware and be aware. Be safe out there. And like I always say, we could disagree, but in our disagreement, let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. And in our disagreement, use logic, not emotion. Use logic and respect. That's all I ask. Logic and respect, not emotion. Let's do that in our disagreements. So next time, y'all take care, and I love y'all. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.